What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dawkins on Duke. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. You can reach me on Twitter at Dre_Dawkins and let me know who you want to hear from next. This week, we have Assistant Coach, 1999 ACC Player of the Year, Chris Carrawell, a.k.a. Sewell. Mr. Chris Carrawell, welcome on, man.
What's up, Dre? What's going on, man?
I'm chilling, man. Thanks for coming on.
Anytime.
All right, so how we start this podcast off is we got to get your welcome to Duke moment, man, when you realize you were not in Kansas anymore.
Right. Man, probably it was two moments. One was good, one was bad. You know, the first blue-white scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it's countdown to crazy, but back in my day, it was
just a scrimmage.
It was just blue-white, but that was the first time that you were in front of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And so you come out blue-white, Cameron Crazies. It was just for a scrimmage. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I was like, okay, all right, this is a little bit different. It's different than high school. And then my first game, Dre, as a freshman, we back in black. First time the black jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
First year was my freshman year. And we playing St. Joe's on ESPN my freshman year. And I was the last one to get into the game. And when I get into a game, I make a turnover. And basically, I don't get back into the game.
Mm-hmm.
I turn the ball over. He takes me out right away. Gets on me. I never get back into the game. And I played, we end up playing well. I only played 6 minutes. We all high school All-Americans coming out, so you thinking it's going to be the same. It wasn't.
Yeah, you learned quick.
I had a good little moment with blue-white, did a come to Jesus moment the first game. So, that was two welcome to Duke moments.
Yeah. You learn quick not to turn that ball over.
Oh, come on, man. You know.
Oh, I know. For sure. You were on that 98-99 team that was, just bulldozing teams throughout the tournament, and then, had a tough one against UConn in a national championship game. What was that year like? I mean, did you guys just go into games knowing it was going to be a rough night for the other team?
Yeah, man. We were that year, my first 2 years at Duke, we had tough preseasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where, freshman, sophomore year, preseason conditioning, weightlifting, you're running. I mean, it seemed like every day. The individual workouts were really tough. That year, was my junior year. We didn't do anything in the preseason. Our conditioning was playing pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Because coach, he was like, you guys are going to be really good. And so we didn't do a lot in terms of like, got to be tough. And, so we just played. And, the talent, when Elton Brand decided to come back, get a Trajan Langdon for his senior year. Will Avery, the biggest piece, probably the biggest question mark was Will Avery.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a freshman, he didn't start a game, but now he gets the keys to the Aston Martin, the Porsche, whatever, Lamborghini, whatever you want to call it. He gets the keys, and so he goes to not starting to now he's the point guard on a team that's talented. So you got Elton, who was preseason National Player of the Year. You got Trajan, who at that time was a two-time first-team All-ACC performer. Battier, myself, we were really good role players. Then you had a freshman in Corey Maggette, who, at the end of the year, monster. Come on, man. Then Nate James. So, and, Taman Dalzowski, Chris Burgess. I mean, we were loaded, man.
Yeah.
All these guys were McDonald's All-Americans. And so he has the keys and he really was the key to that team because I was the backup point guard. Yeah. So he was the man. We only really had one true point guard on that team. And so we knew the talent was there. Guys understood their roles, and we lost to Alaska, the Great Alaska Shootout in the championship game in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
So we go 4-1, and then we win 33 games in a row. And we start clicking, man. Start clicking, and unfortunately we didn't finish it off. You go 37-1 going into the championship game with UConn. You win that game, you go down as the best team in history.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. So.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that team. I mean, obviously I was young, but I remember that team was
dynamite, man. It was dynamite.
Amazing. I mean, other teams just had no shot. You guys were beating teams by like historic margins, night in and night out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
What was that national championship game like? Obviously, there were a lot of NBA players on both sides of the court. Super high level game. I mean, what was that game like for you guys?
Dre, to be honest with you, it was in the Dome. It was in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
When you were on the court, it didn't feel like a national championship game.
Really?
I thought I would have a different feeling. I didn't. Mm-hmm. It was just like, okay, maybe if it was a smaller venue,
mm-hmm.
you would have, but it wasn't. It was big, man. It was a different feel. Actually starting the game and being on the court for the start of the game, it didn't feel like a national championship game.
Yeah.
And so, I had the tough matchup of guarding. I had to guard Rip Hamilton. So that didn't go well.
It doesn't go well for most people. So I mean,
no. And I finally, I did the best I could do. He had a great game, 27. He was great. I finally was, I want to say, vindicated or validated when he did it to Kobe in 2004.
Yeah.
And coming off them screens, and and Kobe, he destroyed Kobe. So I was like, hey, I'm cool. I'm good now.
He did the Kobe, and I ain't had, it's all good.
But when you lose a game like that, Dre, it's always on your mind. I still haven't watched the full game, the entire game. I've watched little bits and pieces, but I won't allow myself right now, and it's been 21 years.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched that game, the entire game, and because it's still tough.
I'm
when
sure.
You lose that game, you were fortunate. You played a key role on a team that won it. You never forget it both ways, but especially when you lose, because you think about all the plays that you could have made, and I would have did this if that would have happened. And when you don't, and you get that close, because there's no guarantee that you're ever gonna get back there.
No,
this is a one-game hit. And so when you don't get it and you lose that opportunity and you see them celebrating, and then it's a tough pill to swallow, man.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now, I'll tell this to anybody listening. I think that team is probably the best Duke team ever. What are your thoughts on that?
If we win it,
you gotta have a banner.
You gotta win it. Yeah, like I'm on a staff with 3 guys that actually won it.
Yeah.
Like, Nate won it.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan won it. John, they won it.
Yeah.
You won. You're a national champion. I'm a national runner-up. So there's no way we could be the best.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Because we didn't win it. If we win it, I'm walking around.
Yeah, chest out. Especially 38-1.
38-1.
Yeah, nobody touching that.
Yeah, nobody touching that. Like I was ACC Player of the Year, first team All-American, but I think the guys that won a national championship, I think they get treated differently. I think it's a different. You know what I'm saying? I think they get treated a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So
I hear you.
Yeah, man. But I think the best team for me was the 92 team.
92, yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
If you say you had to pick one, 2015, they were good. 2010 was a team that I didn't think would win a national championship. Your team, but if you look at y'all team, y'all were really good.
Yeah.
Really good in terms of pros and big-time players on that team for college.
It's really good defense.
It wasn't
No,
y'all snuck
nobody
up on
blew.
everybody.
Yeah. No one like blew you out of the water. It was just solid all around.
2001 was really good.
Great team.
So I would put it's really between, for me, it's between 92 and
01.
2001. But if I had to go with a team, that 92 team with the pressure, the back-to-back,
Yeah.
Leitner, Hill, Hurley, Davis, Hill, those, I mean, they had, that team was
Stacked.
They were big time.
Yeah, for sure. So for you kind of incrementally got better throughout your career, leading all the way up to being the ACC Player of the Year, your senior year. What was that like for you going in and year out? And did you feel like going into your senior year, you knew it was going to be a big year for you?
I did, Dre. I did. And I was fortunate because, the first 3 years I was a role player, but coming into Duke, I already had 2 major shoulder surgeries. I was ranked really high my junior year in high school. I was one of the top 5, top 7 players in the country, along with Kobe, Jermaine O'Neal, Mike Bibby. I was in that list. And then my junior summer, heading to my senior year, I tore my shoulders up. My left shoulder dislocation would pop out on me, and then my right shoulder. So basically I had to rebuild my game, get healthy. And so coming to Duke, I was considered damaged goods, so to speak. But, I just kept working, and I played on some good teams, and I embraced my role. But going into my senior year, after that, we lost the championship game. We knew Trajan Langdon was going to graduate, right?
Yep.
We knew we were losing Trajan. We knew Elton Brand was leaving.
Yeah, had to.
It's going to be the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
What I didn't know was that Will Avery would leave.
Yeah.
And then Corey Maggette.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going into my senior year, and I never forget it. And I ain't a selfish guy, but when it came down, so we were really close. And I remember going over Elton and Will's apartment, right? Because we stayed close together on Central Campus. They don't even have those apartments anymore. And Corey Maggette was over there, and they were telling me like, "Yo, see, we thinking about leaving too." I was like, "Yeah, y'all should." Right. I was like, yeah. I said, "Yo, Will," I was like, "Will, you the best point guard in the country." I said, "Corey, you the best athlete. Why wouldn't you leave, right? Because I know if they come back, I'm gonna have a good senior year.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be the same.
It ain't gonna be the same." So I was like, if these dudes leave, then I get a chance to see if I'm really like that.
Yeah. Because
it's easy to be a good player when you got great players around you. But now I get to see if I could do it.
Yeah.
Dre, they leave. Will declare, and then like a week later, Maggette declare. I said, uh-oh. And
your time to shine.
It's my time. So that summer, man, when I tell you, you know how the baseball players put the black paint under their eyes in the summertime, the Rambo joint. I came with the Rambo Dre that summer. I was in the gym.
Yeah.
I remember this was Coach Will's first year. And he had me on the track in the summertime, 95, 99 degrees, 100 degrees outside. Man, we was getting it.
Yeah.
I worked. I was injury-free, and I worked like I'd never worked in the summertime. So by the time the season came, and I was voted preseason second team all ACC, but I knew that nobody had worked harder than me.
Yeah. And
so we only had Shane and Nate coming back. That we're the only 2 returning. And then we had, Jay Will. Now we had some players now.
Some dogs coming.
We had some dogs now, but we had Jay Will, Dunleavy, Boozer, but they were freshmen. They were freshmen. As you know, Dre, no matter how good you are in high school, it's a different level.
Absolutely.
So I knew they wouldn't. So being an older guy, I knew I could do it. And then the talks I would have with Coach K, he was like, "Look, you were a good supporting actor. Now, can you be the main actor?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." So now the shots that you take, Dre, as a freshman, that was tough shots that you like maybe get yelled at. I was taking them shame
Yeah,
shots.
you
And it
get
was
to
all
take a
good.
couple of them.
I get to get that joint off. You know
Yeah,
what
at
I'm
least you get a little longer. Yeah.
You get a little longer. And so it gets longer, man. So your confidence level, then you have some success early on. I just took off and I just kept rolling. All I cared about my senior year was playing basketball, man, watching film, playing, just hooping. And it worked out for me, man. And more importantly, the team had a great year.
Mm-hmm.
The team, like, it wasn't just me having a great year. We were 29-5. I finished the year ranked number 1 in the country, Sweet 16. But like after losing 4 pros.
Yeah, I mean, you lost the number 1 pick.
Come on, man. You lose the number 1, 11, 13, and 14 pick and still, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You're not supposed to have a good year the next year.
Come on, Dre. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, that's
now people don't talk about that though.
No, that's impressive. I mean, 4 first rounders,
right?
lot of production lost.
A lot of production, and we were role players. So Batty, I averaged like 9.9, so 10 points my junior year, and Battier was right under me. Nate was like at 6. So we weren't like, yeah, y'all solid.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all solid, but y'all not. Who are y'all?
Right.
Can y'all do it? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, I mean, you and Shane both that year kind of became.
That prepared Battier to be the player that he took off.
Yeah, the legend. The legend Battier. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so fast forward to this year, going into this year. You feel like you guys are flying under the radar a little bit, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think we are, and I rightfully so. Rightfully so. We have a young team.
Mm-hmm.
We have 6 freshmen. We have a grad transfer who hadn't played in a year and a half, so he's like a freshman. Switching leagues from playing in the Ivy League to now you come to the ACC.
Yeah,
that's different. So yeah, we are under the radar, and we should be. It's not like a team like we had. Last year we had 3 bona fide pros.
Yeah.
Trey coming back, we knew he was gonna have a great year. He was a dog. Vern was the best big man in the country, and then Cassius was the best wing athlete in the country. And so those 3 guys, I mean, they easily could have been first round picks as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they're gonna play in the NBA
for a long time. Yeah,
for a long time. And so, and then you had an older crew. You had a guy like Jack White who played. Javin had played and started at Duke. You had guys that been in the program that had played.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had, Wendell and Matt, they were talented freshmen who really started and came off the bench, so to speak. So you had a nice little roster. And then J-Rob emerges. Yeah. Man, now you're looking at a team that could have made some noise on the low, like y'all team.
Yeah.
2010. That's the type
it was shaping up that way because the freshmen, especially Cassius, had gotten a lot better from beginning of the year to the end of the year. Trey's gonna be Trey, and like you said, you had a nice mix of older guys and younger guys.
Right, and, that's like your team.
Yeah, was really starting to come together. Was pretty disappointed to not see that one finish out.
Right. We wanted to see that finish out. So you take this team, 6 freshmen, the year that's been the year of all years. Right. With everything that's going on in the world, and so you just don't know. You just don't know. Yeah. So I think it's warranted.
Yeah. So give us a little insight from a coach's point of view, the style of play we should be expecting to see from you guys.
That's a good question, Dre. We want to play fast. Mm-hmm. We have with Jordan Goldwire, Jeremy Roach, 2 lead guards that can really push the pace. DJ, Wendell, those guys can handle the ball. So our perimeter, and you add Joey Baker into the mix, and also Jalen Johnson, who's a guy who's really good in transition. To me, that's the strength of our team early on. Our perimeter playing fast, because we have guys who can run, who can get up and down the floor. Even our big guys can really move. Mm-hmm. So we want to play that way. But you also, the thing that's been hard in trying to get a young team to understand that although you want to play with pace and play fast, you want to play with poise.
Right.
So, we turning the ball over a little bit too much right now, more than you would like. But if they can get it, if they can play fast and play with poise, we got a team that can really put pressure on you on the offensive end. And then, so what does that do, right? Why do you play fast? Well, you play fast, to get good. You want to get quick, good early shots, but also to wear the other team down.
Yep.
You want to get into the other team's legs, and by playing fast and keeping the pressure on the offensive end, pushing off the makes, early good shots, early good drives. I think that puts a lot of pressure on a team when you play that way, and we have the team that can play that way for 40 minutes.
Yeah, it never lets the other team rest. I mean, even being in games, playing against teams like that, I understand, what that means, because normally in basketball, when you get a make, it's like, oh, okay, we can relax and get back. But like I remember playing against Carolina the first time I played against them, and we would score, and it's like, whoa, and they're just flying back, and you never get a chance to just relax. And I think that's a strong weapon that you can have against other teams, and it gets in your head, because you're like, geez, they just keep going and going and going.
Keep going, yeah.
Kind of like the same thing Trey did for his 2 years, is every time a point guard would get the ball and turn around, and he's just right there. At some point, you're just like, man, I don't here. You just give it to him.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's the way to play, though, Dre. That's the way.
Yeah.
That way, it puts so much pressure, man. It puts so much pressure on the defense. And if I look at the playoffs, and that last round when the Lakers against Denver, the Lakers play well, but they really got that ball up in the court. They got they weren't a great shooting team, but they people don't talk about it. They really got a lot in transition. That ball was flying up the court, and it put a lot of pressure on Denver.
Yeah, absolutely. So first game coming up this Wednesday, right? I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Have you guys talked to the team at all about what Cameron isn't going to be like this year? Obviously, we're all used to Cameron being a madhouse, 15 to 17 times a year. But, without the fans being there, is that something you guys are focused on, letting the guys know that they have to bring their own energy and pump themselves up on their own? Yes.
And they're going to see when we play our first. They've scrimmaged against each other and Cameron. It's just different, Dre.
Yeah.
It really is, man. Like, it's unfortunate, and like the fans can't be there, and we most definitely understand. But it's a different feeling. You really gonna have to bring your own energy.
Yeah.
You're really gonna have to be focused, because the Cameron Crazies, they gave you a 20-point advantage. It was about 20 for me. People say, "Oh, 20." I was like, "Yeah, 20 points, man."
Yeah.
It was 20 points, because like if you were down 10, like you can go on a 20-point run. Like if you're up 10, you can go up 10. Like they meant that much. And so it's going to be a year where the focus, the details, the preparation, everything that goes into playing a game at a high level, you're going to have this year, because you're not going to have man, I'm coming into the game, man, we playing this team. I'm not at the you're going to have to bring, because you don't have nobody to give you that boost.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, man, because I remember I think it was my junior year, and we were down 20 against NC State in the second half. And you know how Cameron is. They don't care what the score is. They're going to be going, doing their thing regardless. And we put a little run together, get a little bit closer, and then, Cameron starts going crazy, get a little bit closer. And it puts this, and, we ended up coming back and winning in regulation, which is nuts. But it puts this pressure on you as the other team. And I feel like you almost expect it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
You're like,
it's coming.
You're like, here we go. Like, this is just inevitable.
Right.
And I don't think I'm not sure you could really quantify it without being in there and being a part of it. And whether you're on one side or the other, obviously I've never been on the other side of it, but to me, it looks like, you know, when we're making comebacks and going on these crazy runs, it just looks like that the crowd kind of weighs on the other team to a point where they're just, it's demoralizing.
Yeah, right. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Got me goosebumps over here.
That's right.
What if you had to put out one thing, what excites you about this team going into this year?
I think the potential, knowing that we're not a finished product by any means, but I think they have the potential to grow and really come together. Maybe rough starting off, to be honest with you, Dre. But if they keep wanting to get better, which they do right now, I think in the end we can have a team that is a really good team. Like, you know, like, man, I feel like we can beat anybody. You know, you always feel like some teams, you know, like, man, look, this team got it. Yeah. This team right now, I think they don't, I don't want to say they don't have it, but it's going to take some time. You know, we're going to have patience. We don't have the fans to depend on. You know, you got a young team, first time going through scouting reports, first time, right? I mean, you playing in the games where it's not going to be any fans in Cameron. And so, and it's the ACC, so it's going to be tough. But if they can stay with it and stay working hard, I think it's a team that in the end could really, really be good, man.
Yeah.
That's what you're hoping for.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually a good point you bring up about the scouting reports, man, because I think that's kind of a slept-on part of college basketball, really is. And one of the things that made that 2010 team so good was, like, you know, if you gave us, you know, a couple days to prepare and get ready and scout, it was over with.
Get about it.
Yeah.
Get about it.
Because we had the older guys, and just overall the team, I think, just had a pretty high basketball IQ. And, you know, you were around us that year. Yeah. And so, you know, we would get in the scouting and the film, and we would know teams front to back, to a point where you're gonna have to run something other than your normal stuff because it's just not going. It's just not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to break your system and have you had to have guys who can create on you guys.
Yeah.
Go 1-on-1, and you can't play your traditional set offense. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah, we're gonna be there before you are.
Right. Yeah.
For you guys, what's something that you think is gonna be a focal point for you guys to be improving as the year goes on in order to get to where you want to get to?
Not turning the ball over and rebounding.
Yeah. It's kind of important.
Really kind of important. If you don't turn the ball over, and you can win the rebound game most of the time, the rebound battle most of the time, you have a chance to be good. If we struggle in those two areas, we will struggle. Yeah. We will struggle.
So turnover wise, do you think it's more of a youth thing or a going too fast thing?
Both.
Yeah.
Both, Jay. You look at, you know, being young, first time playing together, and then like, you know, just coming down is like, sometimes when you're playing fast, sometimes you forget to think. You just don't. Yeah. It's like, man, I'm flying. I'm not thinking about the stop sign. I'm not thinking about the stop light. I'm not seeing everything. Yeah. And so that's something that we got to continue to work on and improve. And it's going to take time. You just don't start like, it just doesn't come like that. If you had a veteran team, yeah. Or if you had 7, 8, 9-year pros, yeah. Right. But like, we don't. And so, but if we can get better in those two areas, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. we know coaches always, yelling and screaming instructions. How much do you think that'll be have an effect on the game now that I can for sure hear you now? I mean, do you think that's gonna help guys, especially with the youth on the team?
I don't know, Dre. I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna see what it's really gonna be like. Like this year, man, it's a lot of unknowns, man.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
a lot of
For
unknowns,
sure.
man. So how coach is gonna be this year, how it's all gonna come together. To be honest with you, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Warming up before the games and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's just different, walking out of the locker room and even
Mhm.
coming to the games, Dre, like you come like to the scrimmages, right, that we've had, you come and like, coming in the camera and you would see like the security out, fans walking. You don't see any of that, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's really different. So it's a lot of unknown, man. I'm waiting to see myself. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be interesting, man. So I wanted to just go down kind of the roster a little bit, seniors to freshmen, and you just tell me a little bit about what we should be expecting from these guys. So seniors, we got Jordan Goldwire, guy I think is poised for a pretty breakout year quietly. Someone who's gotten better and better year after year and just been through everything. And then Pat Tate, I mean, what have you seen from those guys? What are you expecting from them?
I expect Goldwire, man, to have a good year, man. I really do. He's been a guy who's seen it all at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with the pros. He's been on some really good teams. He's been a guy who's not played.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's been a guy who's played and helped us and then going back to not playing.
Yeah.
And then to his junior year, man, where he was a key piece for our team last year. Shot the ball better than he ever shot it. And defensively, he was him and Trey Jones. Come on, man. Tough. And so, he's coming to his own, man. You're a senior. You've seen it. You've been there.
Yeah.
He's worked to be hard to become a really good player. So I'm expecting him to have a really good year, man. Hopefully he can continue playing well. But it's been exciting to be a part of his growth the last 2.5, going to my third year, his third year.
Yeah.
And then Pat Tate, man, Pat Tape, P. Diddy, he's solid, Dre. He's just solid. He's not going to wow you, but he's going to do everything, all the little things he does really well. Ball screen, guarding the ball and ball screens, rebounding, physical. He's physical. He can really pass the ball.
Okay.
And so he's not a great athlete, but he just makes plays, man. He just makes winning plays.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect him to – that's something that you can do every night. And
absolutely.
He's done every practice, every scrimmage. Whether he's played well or not, he's brought that type of energy, hustle, and effort that we're going to need from him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see Jay Gold this year. I mean, yeah, I think he could pretty quietly have an all-ACC type year and be really good. Juniors, Joey's holding it down for the juniors. What's my boy Joey looking like this year?
Joey's been good, man. Joey's a believer. He puts the work in. He loves Duke, and he's passionate, man.
Yeah, you can see that for sure.
Yeah, man, he has it, and so, I expect him to have a good year. Older now.
Mm-hmm.
He's had some success, and so with Joey's just gonna be, hey, man, like coming in ready to play, not putting everything on one shot.
Right.
I think guys who can really shoot, and Jay, you probably had this, like, if I miss a shot or two, that you don't get down,
mm-hmm.
that you keep playing, you don't let it affect other areas of the game. And so for him, that's going to be the big thing. All right, so what you miss? You're going to miss some shots. But can you still play hard, which I believe he will. But, you know, like, he's a good player. Yeah. And so be a good player. You know,
right.
Of course, we're going to need hit
whether you're shooting or not.
Yeah, whether you shoot or not. Like, man, play and have fun with it. You know, I say have fun. A lot of these young guys, man, and I understand it with the social media, they don't really have fun. You know, like it's fun, man. If you mess up, they're gonna talk about you bad anyway. So it's all good.
It don't matter.
Yeah, and if you're rolling, they're gonna roll with you anyway. So they're gonna roll with you. They're gonna hate you when you're bad. They're gonna love you when you're on top. So hey, stay even keeled. Whether you don't get too high, don't get too low, man.
Absolutely.
That's the thing I tell Joe.
Absolutely. I hope all the kids out there are listening to that.
I'm trying to tell you,
man. Sophomores, I think this is like a super important class for this year's team with Wendell and Matt. Expecting big things out of both of those guys, and it seems like you guys are too, from what I'm seeing on social media and listening to Coach talk about this team.
Yeah, man. Those two guys are guys who has solid to good freshman years.
Yeah.
You know, if this was the old days, I mean, these guys are coming back in. Like, man, you got these two guys coming back. They'll be on covers of magazines and stuff like that. But we are expecting a lot because they've been in some battles. They played well in big games. So it's important. They're important to our team, and if they can make that jump. The thing I love most about college basketball, Dre, is the true essence of it to me is seeing a player come in as a freshman, right? And he's okay, he's good, but then he makes the jump the next year, and then the next year he makes a jump, and then so now they're in that phase where they come back. They saw what it was. They had some ups and downs as freshmen, but now they come in and hey. Sophomores, can you take that next step? Can you get to that next level? And so that's why I love college basketball. And I understand the one and done era that we in, but the true essence of college basketball is seeing a player come in as a freshman and you see him, you get to grow with him, right?
Yeah.
That's why I think people, I think that's why people love Kobe so much. You know, of course the talent and the hard work, but we grew with Kobe.
Right.
You know? We saw him when he was a young boy, and now, you know, to grow into this all-time great. That's why I love college basketball. And those two guys are that guys who, if they can take that next step like Trey Jones did, it'd be fun to see.
Yeah, I'm excited about those two. Just from what I'm seeing, the little clips and whatnot that you guys post on social media, it seems like those guys are poised for a really, really good year. And then the 6-man freshman class you guys got coming in. Well, what's going on with them? I mean, they seem obviously super talented, super athletic, but they are freshmen. So, I mean, what should we expect?
Ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know, Jeremy Roach has been a winner all throughout his high school career, you know, in the summertime, AAU, you know, USA. He played in probably the best high school league in that Virginia, Washington, D.C. area. And so he's coming in, you know, highly rated, but also highly impactful throughout the course of his high school career. Talented. Can score the ball, can pass. So expecting big things out of him. Yeah. You know, he's kind of been on the stage in high school. And so just to see him grow, and then you have DJ Stewart who can really score the ball, smooth, man, can shoot the ball, skinny, kind of reminds you of Lou Williams a little bit, you know, kind of can handle, combo guard, tough. Loves to work, man. Really loves to work. Really loves to work. Love him. Comes to work every day. Yeah. I love that. Chicago, tough kid, man. Then you have Jamin Brakefield, lefty, can really shoot it. Really good in transition, and he brings it every day. Competitor. Then you have Henry Coleman, who's just a junkyard dog, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, built like a tight
he's
end,
massive,
bit massive, man. But really good athlete, energy, talker, and just a solid, good basketball player. And then you get, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah,
who,
a lot about him.
Yeah, coming in probably with the most hype.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen, he's coming in with the most hype, but he's been, in the beginning, Andre, it took him a little while to get going, just because, senior year he didn't really play that much, and so, he didn't come to Duke with the, everything late, so he had to catch up to speed, so to speak.
Yeah.
But man, this dude's he's an unbelievable athlete, really good in transition, can get downhill, and is an unbelievable passer.
Okay.
He's not a good passer. He's an unbelievable passer. You gotta reel him in a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, he sees it now.
Yeah.
He can really make plays with his passing. And so, am I missing anybody, Dre?
Mark.
And Mark Wood, how could I forget M-Dub? Mark, this dude is 7 feet. Wingspan is even longer.
Yeah.
And so blocking shots, catching lobs. He's going to be, he's going to be a big time player. At the end of his career, he's going to play a long time, man. He's a long time. Still has to get stronger, but his potential is through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So, really good freshman class, man. Really good.
Yeah, it seems like it. So how have practices been? With all these guys who have the opportunity to contribute, it seems like they should be like super competitive practices.
Competitive.
Yeah.
Got guys going at one another. That's what Duke was built on.
Yeah, it's old school. Yeah, for sure.
Old school. Yeah. Y'all rather, like Jerry, when you had to come, you and Seth is battling.
Mm-hmm.
You battled with those guys that were older guys in practice. John and Nolan. You going against them and you trying to beat them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's been this year. So every day in practice, you gotta bring it, and that just makes you better for the game.
For sure.
It's really competitive in practice.
That's good to hear. Well, I'm excited to watch you guys. Hopefully things can go smoothly and we don't have any issues with COVID or anything like that. All right. Got this suggestion off Twitter, so I'm going to end the pod like this from now on.
Okay.
Give me your all-time Duke 5 and a 6-man.
We're going to go there right now.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. There. Come on.
All right. So, for me, is J. Will, Johnny.
Okay.
You got to throw JD. He was the first great player.
OG, yeah. OG.
If it's no brotherhood, GOAT, Coach K.
Without that class.
Without that class.
Without Johnny's class.
David Henderson's, the Mark Allery's, the Johnny Dawkins with Coach K's. You could throw Mark Allery and David Henderson for a third guy in that class. It was incredible.
Yeah.
But, come on, man. People forget. It's the 80s, so of course they don't.
Yeah. No, they sleep.
Johnny was the one.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's on my list.
He's a beast.
He was a beast. And he was all-time leading scorer before JJ without a three-pointer. So without the three-point line.
Buckets.
Okay. Buckets. Jay Will, what he did in his 3 years was
amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing.
And then my all-time favorite player at Duke is Grant Hill.
Yeah.
And then Shane Battier, my teammate. You don't get no better than him. I'm sorry, and for what he accomplished and his intangibles.
Yeah.
How great he was, winning wise. And then the best, if not the best college player of all time, probably top 3, Leitner.
Yeah.
So that's my 5, And then my 6.
Give me a 6-man.
I gotta go 6, right?
Yeah. Who's coming off the bench?
I'm gonna go JJ Redick.
Okay. I thought you might go there. I thought you might throw a shooter coming off the bench.
Yeah, I'm gonna go JJ because really, if you look at my team, if I bring JJ in, you can move Johnny to the point. If I was to bring JJ in for JJ,
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta put this. What this dude was doing, he was putting on shows his last 2 years, man.
Sick.
He was putting on shows.
Sick.
I mean, you could, Nolan Smith, Hurley, Zion, Ja. We had some great players.
Yeah. I know it's tough. That's why. Yeah, it's tough.
Man.
It's tough.
Allery.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's Trajan Langdon, Elton Brand,
Dunleavy,
Avery Dunleavy. And we had some guys, but if I had to go with my top six guys, pound for pound, six, those are my six, man. So we got J-Dub, Uncle Johnny, Grant Hill, Battier, Leitner, and JJ Reddick, baby. That's my final answer. Right?
You're gonna win some games with that team for sure.
Gonna win some games, man.
Yeah, y'all gonna win a few. All right, Sewell. That's all I have for today, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Yep. Anytime, Dre. Anytime you need me, man. Good luck. You're gonna do great.
I appreciate it.
Anytime I can help, man. It's all good, my boy.
For sure. Keep giving them buckets and them pickup games. And good luck. Y'all go put another trophy up in the end zone this year, man.